All right, let's dive into another Italian grammar mystery. And
I love a good mystery.
yeah, this one's particularly perplexing for a lot of learners. And it's something that our listener wrote in about.
Oh, great.
They've been diligently working their way through their Italian lessons on Pronunciator. You know, the one with like 10,000 phrases.
Yeah.
And they're really starting to get a feel for the language, but they keep bumping up against this whole past participle agreement thing.
Yeah. It's
Like they know it's important,
right.
but they can't quite figure out all the rules and when to do what.
Right. And it's one of those things, it's like, you can kind of get away with not knowing it perfectly, at least at first,
Right.
But then it's like this little nagging thing. Like, I know this could be better.
Like a little splinter in your mind.
Exactly.
It's like it's not hurting you, but it's there and it's annoying.
Exactly.
So to use an analogy, it's kind of like, when you're putting together a puzzle and you think you have a piece in the right spot.
Yeah.
It kind of fits, but the colors are a bit off.
Yes, exactly. And you know something's not quite right, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So today we're going to make sure that our listener can confidently put those past participles in the right place every time. No more fuzzy puzzle pieces.
I like it. Let's do it.
Okay. So let's start with a real-world example. And we actually have a phrase pulled directly from Pronunciator. It is l'ho vista,
Okay.
which means I saw her.
I saw her. Okay.
Simple enough, right?
Seemingly, yeah.
But there's some sneaky grammar happening beneath the surface.
There is. And that's that past participle agreement, right? So we've got vista,
Vista.
past participle of the verb vedere, to see.
Okay.
But the reason it's vista and not visto is because it has to agree with the object, in this case, her,
Right.
which is feminine.
So like if I were to say, I saw the boy, or I saw him, the past participle would be different.
Yes, exactly. You'd say l'ho visto. So the ending of the past participle changes depending on whether the object, the thing or person that you saw is masculine or feminine.
Oh, okay. So it's like the past participle is a chameleon, changing its form to match the noun it's describing.
Yes. It's all about that agreement.
Okay. And that's where things can get tricky. Because, as our listener pointed out, you might not always hear those subtle differences when you're first learning.
Yeah, and especially if you're mostly focused on like getting the gist of a sentence or a phrase,
Right.
you might not even notice that the ending is changing.
Exactly. It's like your brain's just trying to keep up with all the new words and sounds.
Absolutely. And then suddenly, bam, past participle agreement hits you, and you're like, what just happened there?
Exactly. But don't worry, we're going to break it down.
We are. And the good news is, once you start to notice this pattern, you'll see it everywhere.
Everywhere. In those 10,000 phrases on Pronunciator, in books, in movies, in conversations.
Exactly.
It'll be like a secret code has been unlocked.
It really is. And the more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. So for our listener out there, keep an eye, or rather an ear, out for those past participles as you work through those phrases. And I promise you, once you've cracked the code, your Italian will flow so much more naturally.
And you'll be amazed at how much this one little grammar point can really elevate your understanding and your ability to speak Italian with confidence. It's all about those little details.
Absolutely. And it's what makes learning a language so rewarding.
Exactly. It's like you're constantly solving these little puzzles, and each time you do, you get a little bit closer to fluency. So keep up the great work, listen closely, and pretty soon you'll be mastering those past participles like a pro.